Hey there, fellow Starship engineers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts Fire in the Hold, Episode 22, Pressurizing the New Complete Cabin. I can't put a door in the bedroom? I don't need one. This here is my crew quarter, my Lux quarter. This is the closed bridge, minus the walls up there. And then this is my bathroom. I have 3 distinct rooms in here, which is exactly what I was going for. Still need a place for the heater? Yep. Some of this is just gonna, like, tinker and find the good spot for it. But there's a decent amount of floor space. I'm not concerned. And then, of course, we're gonna want to put a transponder in as well, somewhere on the ship. These walls are no longer needed, except for one of them should be here for that airlock. All right, that's a pretty good layout. Maybe what I'll do is, for like pseudo symmetry's sake, bump this out a little bit. And then uninstall a spot here. No, I don't really like that. Now for the joy of wiring, yes. Yeah, we're getting there. Because I also have a refrigerator that I might want. Actually, if we leave the heater there, it's a weird as hell spot, but let's say we do. And I just installed the refrigerator. Actually, the refrigerator needs, well, there. We could put the heater here and the seat there, or the other thing is I could bump this out a little bit to have 2 spaces here. So we put like a chair, a heater, and a fridge. Something like that. That might not be unreasonable. So I'm going to do that. Because as I said, it wouldn't surprise me if I had to do a little bit of tinkering. And if this is only 1 wide, it's not a big issue. The reason why I wanted it mostly 2 wide was so that we could install thrusters and not trip over the thruster. But I just won't install thrusters in this section or that section. And then likewise, I could do the same thing over here, giving it a little bit more room. To work with. So I can nest the CO2 scrubber in farther or something like that. Come on. Here we go. Let's... I can't move the scrubber? Oh, is the fridge blocking me now? Oh, that's hilarious. I could walk past it, but only once? That seems strange. Alright, uninstall the seat. Is there, there's a directionality here. Let's get off of visor mode. Yeah, okay, there we go. Perfect. So now it's walkable where it matters. There. So heater, fridge, which doesn't make sense to actually put them next to one another, but whatever. And then... Is that the best spot for... A cooler is the other thing I'm thinking. Maybe? Maybe not. Let's get the chair back in. I don't really know. It's just going to be in the middle of the room. Staring at the wall. Okay, so little adjustments, but I get a little bit more space to work with. I might move... I'm thinking of moving the scrubber here and then like the sink and the toilet there instead. Which means maybe moving the O2 bottles. So I'm going to install these pumps and see how that looks. Because now I'm like, obviously I have enough space for everything. So now it's like, what is optimal? What looks nicest matters. And like what can easily be maintained. That's another big one. Because if it can't easily be maintained, it's going to be annoying in the long run, right? Have it be as efficient as possible now. So that it's not a struggle later. So I think for the AC, I might even consider installing it here. Which lowers my bin space, but I don't necessarily need mega bins. Why can I not put it here? What is... Oh, is it because the bunk's in the way? Seriously? That should not be an issue. Oh my god, for real? Pick up the bunk. I think it will install there just fine. I just need to physically move the bunk first. It's like a order of operations thing. Because it doesn't actually require like 2 spaces. That's incorrect. Yeah, see? It's fine. Now, the cooler in this spot will make a dead spot in that corner there. Like, I can't reach here by walking, which is one disadvantage. So, that might not be its final living spot. I might, again, tinker again. I do have actually some ideas about where it could go, but it would require me to move some walls around. But I'll do this first. Oh, yep. Cops are gonna scan me and be like, yo, you don't got a transponder. Noted. You know what? Can I? No. So one thing I was thinking of is putting it here. And then moving the toilet a little bit. Moving the toilet there and the sink there. Maybe that's what I'll do, and I'll move the access hatch down one. And just do it on the other side the same way. Because at this point I'm going for like elegant. If possible. Because I want access to all the hatches without having to, like, climb over stuff. You know, I want to be able to use the control panels on everything. Can I walk here, or is the sink gonna... The sink's gonna block me. Yeah, okay. And that's on a wall. So that doesn't work. Ho-hum. Is there somewhere else I could put the AC. It's too bad I can't use this back wall and vent it to the reactor room. Yeah, I could bump out the wall one more, but the problem is if I keep doing that, I keep doing that forever. Maybe I'll just raise this wall up one. I think that makes the most sense. Just the whole wall up one. And at some point I might want to fix the flooring so it matches, but that's such a low-hanging fruit. I'm not too concerned. Actually, somewhat reminds me of like the Ceres catalog, like self-assemble houses, of like trying to come up with an optimal design so that we can just replicate it over and over. I did prefer the toilet nested than the sink. So put the toilet back. And then any empty wall space like this can then become like bins. So I could have like a 2-wide bin here, like a 4-bin, a 2-bin. You know, put plenty of bins around so that we can benefit from maximum bin space. And I guess for elegance, I'm going to move the pumps over here, rather than have them overlap with other things. Again, for elegance. So the cans themselves are a bit farther from the airlock, which is a disadvantage, but I won't have to like go through nested layers of stuff, which is an advantage. And this access hatch did not need to move, after all. Okay, so the bathroom is a bathroom. I do need an O2 can, but I'll probably just buy an empty one from K-Leg. The luxury room needs bins. I don't think that there was a 4-wide bin here. Maybe I'll grab 2 2s? Or a 3 and a 2? Yeah, that's what I'll do. So let's grab this. There was a 3-bin. I was staring at it just a second ago. There's a 2-bin, 2-bin. Where'd the 3-bin go? Oh, here it is. Pick up this bin. Because having a lot of internal storage for like books or tools or repair items will be nice. And these bins, these floor-to-ceiling bins are walkable. They don't block you. They're like overhead compartments like a airplane would have. And this one's empty. Perfect. I didn't actually want junk in it. And then we need to put alarms. Oxygen, nitrogen, thermostat, CO2, smoke. All those alarms in as well. I know I have bins here too. I plan on my cargo bay having a bunch of its own bins. But a luxury room does require 2 bins to be installed. So now our luxury room has its 2 minimum required bins. And as proof, yes, they're very walkable, so it doesn't block me at all. And we could put another 2-bin here, or alternatively, have some of our alarms there, because I know we're going to want alarms there. So let's do a smoke alarm. Here. O2. Let's do O2 there. You know, because if you take a nasty enough dump, O2 goes bad. CO2. Where's my nitrogen? I never uninstalled it? Yeah, didn't uninstall it. CO2, thermostat. And as you can see, I'm putting it all on its own walls so that they're not over. I'm trying to avoid overlapping, even though overlapping is efficient for simplicity's sake. All right, let's hook these up. I don't actually think I need to do anything because they should still be connected to the original objects. So the coolers should still be connected to the coolers, so on and so forth. So the next step is power. More power cables. I only have 2 on me right now. So at the very least, I should get my nav console, like, working again. Even though I don't have a working transponder. So we're kind of running in the black, in the dark. But get that up and running. I also wanted to grab some thrusters from this ship. Thrusters are so common, it's not a big deal, but like, I know that I'm going to need thrust. Extra thrust, because I've added a lot of mass to the ship, and I really haven't added thrust at all. Oh, I still had an installed Kang. Whoops. Totally slipped my mind. Orders, uninstall conduit. There. The right canister to the right pump? Oh yeah, that's good call. Do that in just a moment. So I did want to run power along the outside and then have redundant power in the middle. And nest most of the power cables in the walls so that it's not, like, ugly or whatever. It's just easier to look at. There is a bit of a risk of these cables, like, burning out because I'm not restoring them first. But I'm in a vacuum, so if they burn out, whatever. Because we haven't done any pressurization yet. And then we'll fix, basically, the rat's nest of cables. Which is the inside here. Alright, visor for damage. Cool. Other than the busted transponder, which is entirely my fault. I busted it myself. We're good there. Looks like I need more uninstalled cables to continue, so order, uninstall, conduit. And yeah, my character's quite hungry and getting tired. Oh, I'm heading to eat trenchers, so I just solved the hunger problem. But yeah, I will, I'll have to go back. Well, actually, you know what? We could pressurize our ship and sleep here. So maybe I'll just sleep here. I don't actually need to go to K-Leg. Well, once I'm done, I'll be able to sleep on our ship. No problem. I mean, that's the whole purpose of having a Lux quarter like we do. And this is a more comfortable bed than we even have on K-Leg, mind you. Because the K-Leg beds are like a little more than a sleeping bag, and this is a proper bunk. And it has the tag of comfortable. The bunk is ergonomic, cozy, and easy on the body. So, a little bit nicer than actually the accommodations we have at K-Leg. And then if we end up with a lot of injuries, we can replace that bunk with a medical bed. Which is not as comfortable, but like, will actively heal you when powered. Yeah, we are absolutely in a fireman's nightmare. You are not wrong about that with the current nest of cables. Well, I mean, that's only partially true. I mean, we are in vacuum, right? So... Come on. Oh, did I not queue that up? Maybe I didn't. 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure what I'm repairing. Okay, so importantly, the back of the ship and the front of the ship are now connected via the cable on the sides here. So I will be able to strip up the cables in this inside of the cabin once this is done. So power, conduit. Let's skip one to not have this plugged in so I avoid shorting issues and put these conduits in as well. Yeah, I will definitely go to the shipbroker and then have the ship reassessed at the end of the retrofits. Now that it will have like a luxury quarter, a bathroom, a closed bridge. Now, interestingly, the reactor room and the cargo room might not be designated as reactor and cargo because... Let's actually double check. Reactor room. Does it require pressurization? Yes. And then cargo rooms require pressurization, yes. So yeah, they might not actually be classified as reactor and cargo rooms because they are vacuumed. They technically don't hold pressure. And what's funny is if I leak a little bit of air between these doors and close these hatches, the evaluation of our ship will like change probably in a massive order of magnitude. Like 500,000 or something because of the slight differences of having a pressurized reactor room versus not. Now the reactor might, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see with its evaluation once it's done. Come on. Please install those cables. Okay, suit batteries down to 11%. Noted. The reactor does not need atmosphere for cooling purposes now. Not yet, at least. I mean, that might be added in as a feature or requirement later on, but that is not currently one. Tool will still have good charge. Alright, so this cable and that cable are missing. Let's install it, but only with good ones, so I don't have any blowouts. Alright, the next thing is I want cables on the inside of the cabin as well. So install, power... And I'm going to do the whole skipping thing again, just so that we can batch restore. Plus, I don't even have all the doors powered on, which I intend to. Well, I like the layout. I obviously didn't go for like perfect symmetry. That was not a constraint or design idea. Oh, another local authority ship scan. The thing is, we probably look like a derelict. Maybe? No, that's not true anymore. Because we do have a on comms console. Before, we just had, like, we're dead in the water. So we might have even looked like debris. Come on. Is there there must be yeah, there's already a task there that I can't see. There we go. All right, now orders, uninstall conduit here, because that conduit is not necessary. And we'll have a much cleaner deck as a result. Probably waiting for me to undock. Yeah. I mean, I got money to throw at fines, so it's whatever. I definitely don't have all the cables for that queued up task. We're getting closer to having a full power grid. Although we're... Okay, let me help him out. Grab a bunch. Throws in the concept of grabbing a batch. And then go. I tried to avoid the ones that look the most rough, so they don't blow out. There's the damage overlay. Looks pretty good. Doesn't look like we have any fire threats or anything like that. Cool. Let's go ahead and order... Actually, before we do that, let's install conduit 1, 2, 3 to complete the circuit, lack of a better term. And then we can uninstall it from a lot of the internal areas, so it's not, like, weirdly covered. So orders, uninstall conduit. We want that and that. Oh, there is a wall there. I didn't even see that. So yeah, it is starting to look cleaner, isn't it? Next up, install 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. That might be it. I'll turn on the power overlay once I'm done, but I think we're pretty close to being done. Come on, guy. Auto task. Just like standing there, like, oh, you want stuff installed? Yeah, no. Okay. These doors are going to be forced open because I don't need to have the inside doors closed. So these will just remain open all the time. Obviously, I don't have lighting, but besides the lighting, I think we're done. So we have this. There is actually one more conduit that I would like to put in, which is here. This is the internal inside the ship redundant, so that if there's strikes on the edges of our ship, if like these are severed, there's a line that goes up through the middle, around, and up through the middle, connecting the both halves regardless of damage. And that's just because like micrometeorites will commonly take out the edge conduits. That's not uncommon. So having a line that go up the middle sort of safeguards from that a little bit. So there's the middle line. So now if we take a look at the power overlay, you can see that if the edges of any edge is severed, there's still a flow. I don't know what's going... Oh, yeah, because there's a light there. Cool. There's a lot of other things I would like to do. One, the battery chargers. Let's pick them up and install them closer to where... Ideally, I would like the Bingham battery charger to maybe even be installed inside, which is a problem because I didn't really like design for that. Which, yeah, is going to be an issue. But like our suit charger, we're probably going to want in here. And this is like a dumb spot, but whatever, it works. Now I can't even... Okay, apparently it's too dumb. It does not work. Really? I can't walk past that? What about here? Can I get to my... Nope. I guess it's fine to have it right outside the door. They got battery charger. I can't tell which side. Oh, there it is. Goes where? And then the Weber. Okay. That part's done. The King can completely get installed. I don't need it anymore. And I aim to sell it. The laser torch, and this spare suit. We'll do red helmet, gray suit, I guess. We'll sell the green. Our redundant pieces, right? In case our suit gets damaged from, like, pirates or something. So I'm gonna have, like, suits in here and spare tools in here. Basically, anything I need in case of a pinch or an emergency. The other thing is I don't think I have any active ship batteries installed, like, anywhere on my ship. So let's get those up again. So I'm going to put a ship battery here. And then I'll put another ship battery on the other side. Okay, we're back up to shoot ship batteries. Now these might move because I know I'm going to want additional helium tanks. So we'll get a helium tank here and then maybe another helium tank here and another helium tank here. Like that is... sort of in the plans, because I want more fuel to make the trip. Let's put this bin somewhere sensible. For now, because I only have the one extra spare bin, I'll put it right there. Alright, I would say that this is pretty good. We have the necessary insides of the ship. We still have a lot of stuff to clean up, but all in all, pretty solid remake. What spare sensors do I have? So I have I have two optical sensors in the back, an IR sensor in the back, and then IR, optical. So I don't have the other optical. So let's get that in. And these thrusters I think I'm going to move. Before I leave this ship, the last thing I probably want to do is to grab extra thrusters. I'd intended to do that, and I still do. O2 scrubber does have power, it just doesn't have the things that actually make it a scrubber. So, I have it turned off. I haven't pressurized the inside cabin. I could. There's actually nothing stopping me to do that. The one thing I should do before I pressurize is to check... Okay, my nitrogen pump is still on nitrogen, my oxygen pump is still on oxygen. Cool. Auto. Auto. Cooler should still be on the same thermostat. It is. Smoke alarm isn't connected to anything yet. Heater should still be on the same. And it is. CO2 alarm. So the scrubber needs to hook up to the CO2 alarm, but it's not going to be turned on yet because it doesn't actually have filters or a canister. So it can't work until that happens. But, yeah, it's breathable. Well, it's actually kind of weird. It, like, No, it's not breathable yet. Why is it all CO2 and nothing else? Oh, I need to turn the alarms on. Durr. Yeah, thank you. Because I turned the alarms off because they were annoying to listen to. Okay, O2. Alright, so we are getting pressurized. The other thing I'm going to need to remember to do is to slowly move through my airlocks so that I don't dump more gas than I need to. But I did want to grab the optical sensor. So this IR sensor that I have here, I think is extra. I don't think I'm going to end up needing it, so we can sell it. Let's go grab the Polaris IR sensor and go hook that up. So as long as we move slowly through this, we won't be bleeding gas out to space. Again, I'm not used to moving slow like this, so I am sure I'm going to be bad at it, but whatever. What are optical sensors? So optical sensors lets you see other ships. IR sensors gives you the infrared heat signatures of other ships. EM is in emissions for like thrusters and reactors. So there's different sensors for sensing different things. Okay. So the last thing I said I wanted to do was to grab the thrusters. So let's grab the dolly. And there's not really a good reason to have the dolly back here anymore. I should have the dolly up front in the, you know, because the reactor room is not supposed to be a storage room. So let's pull the things in the reactor room that doesn't need to be back here and put them back into the cargo. So the reactor room is nice and clean. And I'll change the hauling zone at some point. So all these extra walls I probably end up selling just because it's easier to sell them than to like dump them, strangely. Okay, thruster time. You like the layout? Well, thank you. It's got some rhyme and reason to it, at least. So is there... all 4 thrusters I've spotted so far are broken. Yeah, I think those are the only 4. So we'll take these 4 thrusters so that we increase our thrust-to-weight ratio. Assuming that... well, okay, carbon fiber. Assuming that we can actually get them fixed. So the mobile light stuff is like carbon fiber. So if you need carbon fiber, you can scrap it from the floors. No problem. Ooh, robotics engineering gone up. Clobbered by a memory of the dumbest thing you've ever said. Oh god, as a streamer, this hurts my feelings. It arrives without warning. A memory from long ago, so embarrassing. Oh god, I just got a real life one. Oof. So superheated by shame that it feels like molten metal poured down the center of your back. Why did you say that? The question haunts you. You could have said anything, quite literally, and instead you said that. You see their face, their eyes, their pain wince. The rational mind assures you that they've forgotten by now. Surely they have lost track of the catastrophically stupid thing you said. But the soul is not rational. The memory is not fair. So here it sits, the dumbest thing you've ever said. The moment as fresh now, years later, as it's ever been. Well, I'm going to feel a little bit of shame for it. So we're going to process the memory. There goes my self-worth. Oh god, sometimes this game hits home a little too hard. Yep, and we all have memories like that, for sure. If you don't, you're probably a psychopath or something. Or a narcissist, or a bit of both. Emotional damage, right? Something like that. Yep, I felt it. It hurt. Pick up, uninstall, and pick up. Happens to you 5 times a day? That might be a bit much. You should talk to a therapist. I am no therapist myself, but that seems a bit too frequent. No, not uninstalled. Scrap. All right. What else is here? Let's do the price overlay, which I don't have installed. Let's do the price overlay just as a quick, like, logical check of, like, things that are worth grabbing have I grabbed. There is an optical sensor here that I could grab. That is obviously worth a bit of money. And I don't have optical sensors that, like, point off the sizes of my ships, so I might not... I mean, I could add more optics. Mostly because, like, power is not an issue anymore. I have a fusion reactor. So we have 2 optical sensors that maybe I repair and put on the sides of the ships so that we can see in every direction. I feel like I'm... You know what? My ship is slowly becoming a bit like the Nebuchadnezzar from The Matrix. With, like, cameras on all angles, and I know Kung Fu Man in the middle, which I don't know Kung Fu, but maybe I'll be able to buy a katana or something. So, yeah, I'll grab those 2 optical sensors and try to repair them if I can. And that ought to be good. Sword Fu. Exactly. I don't know why he used Kung Fu. I mean, he should have just grabbed a katana and chopped up Agent Smith. Been a little bit more efficient, I think. There we go. So I got 4 fresh thrusters. And we're going for the damage optics. Mostly because, like, you really, so, counterpoint. If you run only 1 optical sensor, and it somehow takes damage from, like, combat or whatever, you're blind. You're blind until you fix it. You cannot see anything. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're doing. You are without vision entirely, which is exactly why, like, yeah, I'm going a little bit overboard with redundancy, don't get me wrong. I fully acknowledge that. But, that is why I install, like, a bajillion of these things, so that I cannot be in a situation where I'm flying blind, because that's a really good way to have a collision when you're trying to dock or something like that. And, yeah, no thanks. I happen not to like to create human pancake out of my body. Dare I remind you how the Nebuchadnezzar ended up? No, because I stopped watching The Matrix before it got... Well, no, okay. I've seen the bad ones, but I suppressed them. They're a suppressed memory. Stop it. You're doing psychic damage. The horrible additional videos never existed in my mind. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts Fire in the Hold, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Ostranauts.